which we have to prepare the financial as per the Schedule 3 of the Companies Act. Now, it has been a practice that majority of the CAs are preparing financial in Excel. There is no any software which is being widely used. Even now, the scenario has even changed from the next financial year, that we have to prepare a financial for a non-corporate entities also in one specific format that as institute has given. If I give you a highlight of that particular thing, in June 2022, institute has issued the technical guidance note on preparing a financial statement for non-corporate entity as well as for the LLPs. At that time, it was a recommendatory. After that, in February 2023, institute has asked for the general comments on that particular format. After that, they in August 2023, last year itself, they made it mandatory, but with effective from the financial year, beginning from the financial year 24-25. So from for financial year 24-25, we are going to prepare a financial next year onwards. So if I give you a sum up of that particular guidance note, it is exactly similar to the Schedule 3 of the Companies Act. The objective of institute is very clear, that they want to standardize all the financial format, whether it's an individual, HUA, partnership firm, whether it's a corporate or non-corporate. So that is what the practice is. The applicable law is. And if we speak about what is the present practice, the present practice is majority of Sir, can you hear me properly? Is my voice is coming?
Yeah, it's audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So the present practice is majority of the CAs are using Microsoft Excel itself to prepare the financial. Now, is that if we speak about the accounting software, so we have a Tally, we have a Marg available, Busy software available. If we speak about the cloud-based accounting software, so we have a Vyapar, we have a Zoho Books is available. But for financial reporting, what do we have available? So for that financial reporting, we don't have any specific software available. Now, is it that we don't have a software at all available? So it is not even that. Whatever accounting software, whatever ITR filing software that you are using, maybe it's a Winman or a Computex or a Spectrum or a Surl IT or a ClearText, in that also Schedule 3 financial reporting option is available. For a non-corporate entities also financial reporting option is available, but it is not being widely used. Why it is not being widely used? Because the software which are available, that those are not giving the desired result that we required, because the financial reporting is a very much complex. It changes from a company to company and even from a firm to firm level, and there has been so many changes are happening day in day out. So that is the thing. So probably the Excel is the best software for the financial reporting. Now, what are the challenges in the manual Excel? So if we are saying that we are using Excel only, so what is the problem in that? Why do we need any automation or anything? So the biggest problem is it is a very time consuming. So time consuming has become in a both way. Previously, till 2-3 years back, we were having a time we were filing certain returns during March period of time. Now this returns also we have to file in July month itself. So our time, our audit season time has got reduced, which we were used to giving on our audit part. So the time has reduced and compliances has increased, and again the day by day as the things are getting increasing, so when we do the things manually, it becomes very much time consuming. The second problem is, as I said, that the increased number of compliances are again increasing a burden on our part. Then there is so much of, when we do the things manually in Excel, so there is so much of repetitive task, because it's not that एक सिंगल बार में क्लाइंट ने हमने ऑडिट कर दिया तो क्लाइंट ने जो डेटा ऑडिट करके भेजा है वही डेटा फाइनल होके फाइनेंशियल बन जाएंगे, ऐसा नहीं है. फर्स्ट वी हैव टू गिव वन ड्राफ्ट फाइनेंशियल that is maybe reviewed by the senior auditor, then there is even being presented to the management also for their review. So in that there happens so many times of changes, so there are multiple cuts of financial are being prepared. So there again there becomes so many repetitive tasks, formatting, editing that we have to do, that becomes repetitive. Then the problem is Excel, since we use it manually, so there is a chance of having so many errors like a ref error, number error, value error, and every person, whoever in your staff prepare the financial, every person will have a different methodology using their Excel. They have own pattern of using Excel. For example, if last year we were having some person who was having a good knowledge of Excel, so he might have done more professionally things. He might have used the VLOOKUP, some formula, But today, if we have changed our staff, if that person is not available with us, then the new staff who is working, that may not aware of those advanced Excel formula, and that may result into this kind of Excel formula errors. Then, so you must have observed that since we use the prepare financial manual in Excel, so your client wise financial becomes different. So there is no standardization. Your files are different, your financial formattings are different. So that becomes a non-standardization issue. Then there is a lack of internal control for a cross referencing, because it's not that we have to present one thing at one place. There are so many internal cross referencing that we have to give. If I speak about related party, so we have to give it related party in loans and advances, and borrowing we have to give. Then even that thing we have to give a separate disclosure as per AS 18. So that is the cross referencing, whether the amounts are matching with the balance sheet, P&L, notes to account or not. So that cross referencing, if it is not built in the Excel, then there is a chance that something is missed out, something goes even in the signed financial, some error may goes. And then there is a chances of missing out certain disclosure and compliances. So these are the challenges, and ultimately at the end of the day, we just end up checking the formatting, page setup, the presentation of part of the financial, rather than analyzing on the numbers and the financial statement. So what is the solution for that? So for that, we need the automation. So for that, we have been designing the automation tool specifically for the financial reporting from last 6 years. So the automation tool is integrated with Tally. After your first year implementation, you can save substantial 80% of time. It is integrated with Tally. It is, even in case you don't have data in Tally, we can import data from Excel TB also. And then this is further integrated with certain ITR filing software also. One side input is integrated, other side financial will be generated in presentable format, and the output will be generated. Further, one more output is ITR filing. So ITR filing software like Winman, Spectrum, Saral, IT, Computex, ClearDex, with this softwares also, this tool are integrated. We will see on live data itself. Then the standardization, with the use of this tool, you can standardize all your financial across all of your clients. Then presentation and compliances can be increased at a greater level. So now let us come on the tool. We will see on one live data itself. So this is one schedule 3 automation tool which I have opened, which I have shared with you on the screen. So here we have divided all the things into different tabs. At bottom, you can see there are different tabs are available. This light orange color sheets are, the structure over here is that this light orange sheets are all the input sheet. We primarily need to work on only on this input sheet. Then we have a output sheet, which is all denoted as a green sheet. So this all are the green sheet which will take automatically data from the input sheet itself. Now let us begin with the master sheet. So this master sheet is basically for what? We need to fill over here a detail of statutory auditor. We need to fill the detail of company signatory, company information. Then we can select the financial year for which we are preparing financial. Then all the options. For example, you are preparing financial for a standalone entity, or you want to do a company consolidation or a branch consolidation, that you can do it within this tool itself. Since this tool is capable of doing a consolidation up to 25 branches, or maybe the subsidiary companies also, so that also you can select from here itself, like what type of financial that you want to generate. In this tool, we can even calculate depreciation as per the Companies Act. So whether you want to calculate within this tool or not, that option you can select. Cash flow will not be applicable in small companies. So in case you don't want to prepare, you can select no. In case you want to prepare, you can select yes. Then ITR 6 balance sheet P&L will also be generated over here. Further, there are presentation options over here in the center. If we see, there are presentation options. Now we know that for companies, we need to give a financial in thousand, lakhs or crore, in whichever decimal, depending on the turnover of the entity. We straight away cannot give an absolute figure. But the twist is that we even have to keep one absolute figure financial also for our ITR filing, as well as for our AOC 4 filing also. So for a corporate MCA filing, that thing will require. So we need to prepare two set of financial. Now with this tool option has been given in this, in rupees, thousand, lakhs, crore, in whichever decimal you want, you can do that with just click of one button itself. Then from presentation perspective also, there are certain options are available. Then further in the right, we have given over here print option, and the output report of this particular tool can be taken into the PDF, can be taken into the Excel, or directly you can give a print also from here itself. So your this master sheet is going to be your control sheet of your entire financial. We can utilize all the option as per our requirement, whichever things is applicable in our case, we can select. Now we will come on to the TB sheet and we will import data for one company itself. Now this TB, as of now, we have not yet imported anything, so it is a blank. Now what to do to import data from Tally? So for that, we have given over here one button, import from Tally. To import data from Tally, all we need to do is just open the Tally data of the company that for which you want to import, and just select the financial year for which you want to import. So we will select the period, and the period is selected and the company is open over here, and we'll just simply click on this button, import from Tally. As and when you click on this button, import from Tally, so tool will import the data for the company which is open over there in the background. So this has already imported. So let me explain you what it has imported. First two column is the grouping available from the Tally. So in Tally, there are actually two types of grouping. One is a primary grouping that is going to come over here. Then there is a one more parent grouping. So as a user also, we can define certain grouping in Tally. So that will come at the second level. Then we have the name of the ledger. So that will come over here. And after that, there is this amount column. So there is no separate column for debit and credit. Debit over here is positive and credit over here is negative. So in single column, you will get the debit credit amount column. So after this get imported, there are two standard adjustment with respect to stock and P&L. So that also I will explain you. So if your trial balance is not tallied, you will get the difference for that on this top of this column. So this difference is coming because of the adjustment that we need to do. So the adjustment is, if you come to the Tally and if your profit is transferred, so one adjustment is with respect to that profit for the year we will have to enter. Now why this adjustment we have to do? Because when we import data from Tally, so it imports all the P&L ledger, and it even imports a ledger of reserve and surplus account in which this balance is transferred. So there is a double counting of this particular profit. So if the profit is transferred, then only this adjustment will come. If profit is not transferred, this adjustment will not come. The another adjustment is with respect to your opening closing stock difference. So my opening stock is 82 lakhs rupees, closing stock is 1 crore 20 lakhs rupees. So change in stock is by 38 lakhs rupees, that I will adjust over here as an adjustment. So once we adjust that adjustment, then your trial balance is tallied. After that, we need to do the grouping, which is most important part of this tool. This grouping is divided into this three different level. First one is your phase grouping. Phase grouping is basically for what? So phase grouping is any particular ledger, where do we want to classify on phase of balance sheet and P&L. This is first ledger going under the sundry debtor. So on face of the balance sheet P&L, yes, of course, this will go into the trade receivable. So we can select from drop down list. This is my trade receivable. I want to classify this under the trade receivable. Once you select this phase grouping, then under the phase grouping, when the schedule for trade receivable will be generated, so subcategory you will get at the node grouping level. So here we can select whether this is secured, unsecured, whether doubtful, provision for a doubtful debt, we can select that. Then there is a subnode grouping, third level grouping, which is open-ended. I will show it to you that also with one example. Let's take one more second line item. The second line item is with respect to salary payable. So the salary payable will go into the other current liability. So other current liability we can select over here. Then at node grouping, we can select over here and where do we want to further classify. So here also we can select appropriate option from the grouping which is being available over there. And at subnode grouping, I can write it down that this is salary payable for admin staff. If we want a further breakup, then we can. Otherwise, we can leave it blank also. It is not compulsory for all ledgers. If we want a further classification for a node grouping, that we can do it over here. Now, the question comes that, is it that we have to do a grouping for all these ledgers manually? Then where is the automation? So it's not that you have to do the grouping for all this ledger manually. There is automation here also. Here there is one tab given, apply default grouping. So when you click on this button, apply default grouping, the tool, the backend algorithm which has been designed in the tool, it will try to do a majority ledgers grouping. Somewhere around 60 to 70% grouping will happen automatically. And wherever a grouping cannot be done automatically, it will leave it blank. So we were having somewhere around 350 ledgers for which grouping was pending. Now it is only 43 ledgers under the phase grouping for which grouping is pending. How many ledgers grouping is pending, that also it highlights you on this top of this particular column. So we came to know that what ledgers grouping we need to do. Now I will even show it to you that what kind of algorithm is there in the backend. So let's say if I filter this indirect expenses, so under this indirect expenses, this is for first ledger which is it has group. So this is the audit fees. So since this is the expense, so it has classified under the other expense. Further, it has read the name of the ledger and then it is further classified the auditor's remuneration. So it has done the automatic grouping of that. So let's take one more example of this insurance. So this is insurance expense. It is an expense, so it has been classified under the other expense. Further, it has classified as an insurance expense. Let's take one more example. This is the salary to the admin staff. So since it is a salary, so it should go into the employee benefit expense. So it has classified under that. Further, since it is the salary, so that is classified as a salary and wages payable. So this is how even automatic grouping will be done. And wherever grouping is pending, that user will have to do only for one time. Whatever grouping is pending, that user will only have to do only for one time. Then year on year, we will only have to work on the incremental ledgers. So next year, when you re-import again the ledger, so you will only have to, tool will automatically identify new ledgers and it will just push those ledger at last of the trial balance, and we will only have to do a grouping for the incremental ledgers. Now let's take one more example of this subnode grouping. At the subnode grouping, if we see over here, so here it is, as I said, it's not compulsory for all ledgers. It is only compulsory for certain ledgers where it will highlight to you in red. Now, why this is highlighting us in red? That is also as per the requirement of Schedule 3. So these are the ledgers under the duties and taxes. All this are related to GST. These are grouped under the other current liability. Further, these are grouped under the other payable. Now, Schedule 3 says that if you classify anything under the other payable, then you will have to give the nature of that particular item. So here we will have to write it down that this is my GST payable. Maybe we can write it down statutory dues or something like that. So whatever appropriate grouping we feel that as a part of disclosure we want to give, that we can define at the subnode grouping itself. Now, once our grouping and all is done, then if we come to the balance sheet will flow automatically, and this will be ready in printable format. So let me take you to the another file where I have already completed the grouping. So this is another file where the grouping is done. So once your grouping is done, then it gives you this message that the grouping is done. Then if you come to the balance sheet, so your balance sheet, you will get over here the tallied one. This will be tallied. Now, this is ready in printable format, balance sheet, P&L and all. In balance sheet P&L, our task is simply that we will have to select yes, no for the notes that we want. Whichever notes we want, we can select yes. The notes that we don't want, we can select no for that. So automatically note numbering will be taken care. Now let me take you one more important feature of this tool. Let's say we want to convert this in lakhs. So I'll select rupees in lakhs. And even I want after rupees in lakhs, 2 decimal place also I want to keep because my client is saying. So we can select yes over there. And now if I come to the balance sheet, so your balance sheet has got converted into lakhs and with the 2 decimal places. Previously, we were not having 2 decimal places. Now, since we have selected the option, that 2 decimal places are coming. So your balance sheet has got converted automatically in the decimal that we want. And whenever we convert any financial in any different decimal, maybe in 1,000 lakhs or crore, so we always get the rounding of difference. That rounding of difference you must have experienced in last few financial that you might have prepared. So that rounding of difference has also been adjusted by tool itself automatically. There is a backend algorithm that has been designed for that, which automatically adjusts the rounding of difference at appropriate ledger. And that also it is not that it is going to adjust at one place. It all depends on the data, in different data, depending on the statistic mathematical method that we have designed. Based on that, it is going to adjust. Now, as I said, in balance sheet and P&L, our task is only that we will have to select yes, no for the notes that we want. And then to generate the notes, we need to come to the notes, this notes one sheet. and then simply click on this button, prepare notes. So when you click on this button, prepare notes, within 1 minute, your all the notes is going to be generated automatically, taking a base from the trial balance. These notes are divided into this 4 different sheet. Notes 1 is going to cover your share capital, liability related notes. Then we have a notes 2, which is going to cover your fixed asset addition, deletion, depreciation for the period. Then we have a notes 3, which is going to cover all of our asset as well as P&L related notes. Everything just after the property plant equipment, all those notes will be covered over here. This is all generated automatically when we have clicked on the prepare notes button, with all page setup, formatting, editing being done by tool itself. This color combination, themes and all has also been selected as per the option given in the master sheet. Then we have a further one more sheet called as a ADIS. ADIS stands for the additional disclosure. So it's not that in company's financial, the financials are only going to be generated from the trial balance itself. There are many other disclosure as per the accounting standard, as per the Schedule 3 of the Companies Act are applicable. All of that we have to give as a part of disclosure. So there are disclosure like earning per share disclosure, auditor's remuneration, contingent liability, related party disclosure are there. So this all disclosures, including regulatory disclosure, ratio analysis, and at last we even give a commentary with certain wordings like a regrouping, previous year financial, how it's being generated. So this kind of footnote we mentioned. So this all comes at last with signatory detail. So this all information we need to fill where. So since this doesn't come from the trial balance, so for that we have a 2 disclosure sheet. One is the QDIS and another one is the RDIS. QDIS disclosure. In qualitative disclosure, we need to we have given all the options. Like in all the companies, we will be having a information to fill for the share capital. So authorized share capital we need to mention, reconciliation of share capital we need to mention, equity shareholder holding more than 5%. Then we need to give a promoter shareholding. So this all information for a first time we will have to enter in this tool. Then if the company has taken the borrowing, so borrowing related terms of repayment we have to give. So that disclosure also we have kept it over here. Now let me show it to you by filling one of the disclosure. Let's say we have taken something on the loan. So this is yeah, here there is a disclosure for the terms of repayment, so which we can give it over here, on which we have taken the loan, what is the rate with relate to that we can mention, what is the term monthly installment for that we can mention, and we can press a control Q, which is one of the shortcut that we given for the navigation. So as I press the control Q, so this takes me directly to the output of this particular thing, and over here the disclosure has got added. Now if we want to even add a footnote below this, so we can again press a control Q, and this will take us back to the QDIS sheet. And here we can enter over here a disclosure like the loans includes loan taken from related party of rupees 10 lakhs. So like this, any disclosure that you want to give, like any amount has been guaranteed by director, any commentary, textual commentary that you want to give, so that you can mention over here and press again a control Q. So your the footnote which we mentioned over there, that has got displayed over here automatically. So similar to this, all disclosures tables are available in QDIS. Whichever disclosure is applicable in our case, we can just open the tab for that and we can fill the information for that. Even there are disclosure like ACE 15, gratuity, leave encashment related disclosure are that, so that we can fill over here. Then foreign currency for related disclosure, segment reporting related disclosure. Related party disclosure is something which is going to be applicable in all the cases. So in that also we have given over here option to fill the detail. In related party, actually we are having a three types of disclosure. One is your list of related party, which we can mention over here. Then related party transaction, that we can mention over here. And then we have a related party balances that we can mention over here. And then, as I said, we can press a control Q and disclosure will get automatically added over here. So this is how we can add the additional disclosure also with respect to the accounting standard, which is applicable in our case. Then there is a RDIS. So RDIS is basically regulatory disclosure. So we know that from financial year 21 financial year 21-22, there are regulatory disclosure which are applicable to all the companies. So all of this regulatory disclosure, we have kept it at one place, and we can just open the tab and we can fill for that. For example, if company has the working capital progress, so we need to give the aging for that CWIP. So that aging schedule for that CWIP also we can mention over here. We can fill the detail for that, and then amount for that will get captured from this particular sheet to the ADIS sheet. Then we have a ratio analysis. Ratio analysis is something which is applicable in all the cases. So this ratios, somewhere 70-80 ratio will get 70-80% ratio will get calculated automatically. Only for a certain ratios we will require additional information. That additional information, again, there is a in the right, there are parameters to ratio calculation has been given, which we can fill in this particular sheet, and we can fill that particular disclosure, and the data will get automatically be captured to the ratio sheet. Ratios will get calculated according to that. And even if you want to give the variances for the reason for variances for change in ratio, that also you can mention at the bottom of this particular ratio analysis table. This is how we can give the variances for that. And we even know that for most of the regulatory disclosure, 80% regulatory disclosures are not applicable. So for that, we have given this RDIS 17 option where we can just give the commentary that this particular disclosures are not applicable. We can fill that, and when you press a control view, this will take you to the ADIS sheet and where this particular disclosures are added. So this is how we can add the additional disclosure. Now let me take you to the another very important feature of this tool, that is the annexure report. Now we know that in company's financial, we don't give a ledger wise detail, but for our working purpose, we require the what is the ledger wise breakup of entire financial. For that, to generate that, simply need to click on this button, prepare annexure. When you click on this button, prepare annexure, all your entire financials annexure, entire financial grouping will get generated over here automatically, that too ready in printable format. So if I just show to you, this is the print preview of that entire annexure which has got generated. This will be useful even whenever there is an assessment comes, scrutiny comes. So department always asks for the ledger wise breakup of entire financial. So that ledger wise breakup of entire financial will get generated over here. Let me show to you what is the difference between notes and annexure. So this is the long-term borrowing annexure. In long-term borrowing annexure, we can see there is a secured term loan from bank. Within that, we will see over here HDFC Bank from term loan balances coming, unsecured term loan from bank, then further there is a balances ledger wise breakup is coming. Now if I show it to you, the notes of this particular thing, the long term borrowing is coming. So here we only get the primary heads, we don't have a ledger wise breakup over here, but that ledger wise breakup as a working as a list of account will get generated in the annexure report. So this is also one of the very important report which gets generated over here. So this is the annexure report. Now let me take you to the FAR. So we know that in companies financial, the bigger headache is the depreciation as per the Companies Act. So this depreciation as per the Companies Act, we have given this FAR sheet. Over here, we need to enter certain basic detail of asset like name, category, cost, residual value. We can enter the what is the date of put into place. Then we can enter over here what is the original useful life of asset. Then we have given both the option over here. Whether you want to calculate using WDV or SLM method, you can select the option from here and then just click on this button, refresh. So when you click on this button, refresh, depreciation for all the asset for entire life will get calculated automatically. So over here in the right, you can see that the depreciation for all the asset has got calculated. And in this single sheet, you can maintain up to 5,000 line item of asset detail. Up to 5,000 line item of asset you can maintain, which even we have a requirement of CARO that whether the company is maintaining fixed asset register or not. So within this single sheet, your FAR will be maintained, depreciation as per the Companies Act will get calculated, which is integrated with notes part 2. So in notes part 2, we can see over here the we can just simply have to select the block of financial year for which you want this detail. So your addition, deletion, depreciation for the period will get captured over here automatically. So this is the FAR, which takes care of our depreciation as per the Companies Act requirement. And now we have the check sheet. Now question comes that since there are so many sheets involved in this, so if there is any error, how do we get to know for that? In the check sheet, there are so many internal cross check that we have built in, more than 160, 170 checks for each of the year. If there is any incompleteness, any errors in the financial, everything you will get notified over here. For example, it is giving me as of now that your depreciation, second line item is that depreciation as per PNL and as per notes part 2 is not matching. This error it is giving me. Then there are negative balance difference it is giving me. Then there is the aging of trade payable for previous year, it is not matching. So this all it is highlighting us that these are the checks that you need to resolve. So that we can resolve, let me show you with one example. Like this is my trade payable aging difference, I am getting 71,000. So I will just mention over here at one place, and this is my one of the checks. I'm having a little higher amount over here, so I'll just reduce that. So this one, my check has got cleared. So if I come to the check sheet, one check has got reduced. Previously we were having 19, so now it is 18. So this check sheet is going to be very important. We can get to know all our checks at one place over there. Then we have a very important thing which is being available over here, that is the ITR 6 balance sheet PNL trading manufacturing account. This ITR balance sheet PNL and trading manufacturing account is going to be generated within this tool itself, which is integrated with certain ITR filing softwares like Computex, Winman, Spectrum, SmartText. Then it is integrated further with the Surl IT. Then it is even integrated with the Easy Office and all. So these are certain 7-8 software with which this tool is integrated. This is even integrated with Genius also. So the mechanism over here is this: each of the software has given the Excel template for ITR6. So the methodology over here is that we need to import data from this particular tool to the Excel template given by the respective software. That Excel file then we can import into the respective software. So this part of your work, which is at present being done by majority of the C firm manually, so that will be automated. So we will not have to punch in ITR balance sheet PNL figure manually, but we will be able to use the automation. We can just use this automation for that ITR import option available. Then there is one very important part that we have given over here, is that we know that the cash flow statement is the bigger headache. If it gets tallied, then it is our luck. And if it doesn't get tallied, it may take up entire day. And you can imagine during our audit season time, if just matching a cash flow takes an entire day, then it's so much of wastage of time. So what we have done for that, we have a very unique conceptual, that is a grouping of for cash flow in the trial balance itself. There is a very unique grouping that we have given for a cash flow. There is a 2 level of grouping is available, which we need to do it only for a one time. Level 1 grouping is going to be done automatically by the tool itself. Level 2 grouping is for certain ledger, we will have to do it manually. So that also I will show to you with example. It will highlight to you in red. So for example, this is my first ledger, professional fees. So at cash flow level 2 grouping, we will have to select over here that whether this particular line item, whether this is bad debt, whether this is a loss on asset, whether there is a loss on investment, whether it's a non-cash expense or it's a pure other expense. So we can select that. The second, let's take second example. This is my bad debts, because in cash flow statement we are going to add back the bad debt amount. So wherever there is a specific classification is being required, that we have to select at cash flow level 2 from drop down list. Let's take one more example. This is my balances with cell tax authority. This is grouped under the other current liability. So at level 2 of the cash flow, we will have to select whether this is interest receivable, whether this is dividend receivable, whether this is investment and fixed deposit. So this is the grouping that we have to select. Once you have selected this grouping, then the cash flow will get generated automatically using the indirect method AS3, and this will be tallied directly from the TB itself. So you will not have to spend time just checking why the cash flow is not matching. So this is how you can even generate the cash flow statement also directly from the TB itself. This all the grouping which we are going to do for cash flow, that is also again a first time we will have to map this thing. Once you have mapped, once you have done the grouping, then year on year we will only have to do a grouping for the incremental ledgers. So from second year onwards, there will be a lot of time saving because your first year will have a certain amount of time, like it will be a transition period of time. At that time we will be entering certain master detail, certain ledgers we will be configuring for a first time. So that's why it may take a little time, but from second year onwards there will be a considerable amount of time that we can save using this automation tool. Then let me show to you one more important feature of this tool, that is the consolidation. So consolidation is something which also takes a lot of time. So what kind of consolidation we can do in this? One is the branch consolidation. So in case you are having one company's audit which has a multiple branches and you are having a multiple tally data for each branch is having a separate tally data, so you can select a branch consolidation. Even we can do a company consolidation. So once we select the branch consolidation, then we need to define the name of the branches. So that you can do it over here. I have defined three of the name: Delhi, Mumbai, and Pune. And then I'll come to the TB sheet. So I have already imported data for Delhi branch. Now we will import data for Mumbai. So the mechanism over here is that we can import data for each branch, and the consolidation will happen over here at the TB level, one below one. So let me open the tally data for Mumbai. So I have this Mumbai branch tally data. I'll open that and I'll click on this button, import from tally. Before that, we need to select over here the tally data that we are importing. Then when you click on this button, import from tally, it will ask you whether you have opened the correct tally data for Mumbai or not. Then you can select yes, whether yes, we have opened correct tally data. Now what this tool will do, it will import the data for Mumbai and it will just merge that particular tally data just below this Delhi branch trial balance. So we can see over here, the trial balance for Mumbai has got imported and it has got just merged below this Delhi branch trial balance. Now, again, the difference over here is only for those adjustment for stock and PNL. And here again, we can click on this button, apply default grouping. The best part of the tool is that whatever grouping we have already done for previous branch, in my case, it is a Delhi. So for a Delhi, whatever grouping we have done, that grouping will remain intact. Nothing will get changed. So we need to complete the remaining grouping. And now whatever the balance sheet PNL has got generated over here, that is the consolidated. The balance sheet is consolidated, PNL is consolidated, CFS is consolidated. Notes when we generate over here, that will be consolidated. Annexure and all will get generated, that will also be consolidated. Further, you get the additional from the consolidation point is branch wise columnar balance sheet and branch wise columnar PNL. This will also be generated automatically. Then we have an elimination report also. So whenever there is a consolidation, there are the inter branch transaction that we have to eliminate. That inter branch transaction we can eliminate in the trial balance, and the elimination report for that will get generated over there further in this tool itself. So the consolidation can also be taken care within this tool itself. Further, from the taxation point of view, we have this tax sheet which we have given. Tax sheet is something where in which we can actually do the computation of tax. This option has been given. You can calculate the tax for the company. You can select the assessment year for which you want to calculate. You can select the section under which the tax is applicable. Then we can do the allowances, disallowances, and tax. Even 234 ABC interest MAT tax calculation will be done within this tool itself. So for making the provision, this thing is additional working. If you are making manually, that will be done over here. Then depreciation as per the income tax will calculate over here. Deferred tax calculation using PNL approach, using balance sheet approach. There are two approach by which we can calculate deferred tax. So both the option we have given over here. By whichever method you want to calculate deferred tax, you can calculate using this option which we have given over here. Then at last, as I said, that the check sheet is something which is our review sheet. So once our all the checks are cleared, then we can come to the master sheet and just click on this button, prepare print financial. So that is going to give you first a preview. This is the balance sheet, then this is the P&L, then this is the cash flow statement, then we have this accounting policy, then we have this all the notes which is coming over here. So this notes and all will also get generated automatically based on the trial balance grouping and all, and this all will come ready in printable format. So you can imagine what amount of time we can save using this automation tool, which we generally give a which non-technical work, kind of a clerical work, doing a page setup, formatting, editing, and all. If we are doing something in manually in Excel, so that all can be taken care by this tool itself. Similar to this, we have a tool for non-corporate entities also, in which everything mechanism is same, everything is same. That further is integrated with ITR 3.5 for certain ITR filing software as well. And along with this, we have a aging and automation tool also. Let me show to you that as well. So aging tool is something in company's financial. If I just speak to you about the company's financial, so aging we have to give for trade receivable and trade payable. So that can be this aging tool we have recently released. Previously, we were asking our clients to add it manually only, but now we have done automation for that also. The problem is that if your accountant is not maintaining the bill to bill wise entries, then what to do? Then in from Tally also we cannot derive the aging. So for that, we have given this aging tool, aging import data for one of the company. So this in the data's aging sheet has been given here. There is an import data option has been given. You can click on that. We will select one file. So the file which we want to import over here is that there is one data creators dump that we can take it out from Tally. That dump we need to import over here, and tool will automatically analyze what is my balance for each party, what is the amount that it need to set it off. So this has, and it will automatically create the aging, and you can see over here the aging has got generated. So this is the aging report that has got generated in all of this five buckets: less than 6 months, 6 months to 1 year, 1 year to 2 year. The logic over here is that it used the FIFO method from your accounting entry. It used the FIFO method, and by FIFO method, it gives you the aging. Now, question comes that if from the accounting entry, because the aging has to be calculated from the date of the due, from the due date from the payment is due. So if we are giving any credit period, so that credit period you can mention over here. So once you mention over here credit period, your aging will get changed according to that. If in some industry the aging the credit period is more, so you can mention that credit period. According to that, aging will get generated. And if you want the bill wise report of this particular aging, so you can click on this button also. So this will give you the bill wise breakout for entire aging. And you can imagine this what it has imported. Let me just show it to you. The data which it has imported has got this has this billwise export has been generated, and this has analyzed 1838 line items of debtors ledger for 3 years, and it has analyzed and generated the aging report within just a fraction of second itself. And this is the billwise export of this particular aging. So you can see it gives you the bill wise breakup. There can be certain bills which are full outstanding, there can be certain bills which is part outstanding, what is the credit period that we have entered, what is the number of days for which it is outstanding, and then at last it comes the final bucket under which this aging has been derived. So this is how we can actually calculate the aging. There is even the aging available for creditors also. So for creditor also, let me just show it to you how we can calculate the aging. In creditors aging, there is an additional option that we have given. That is the bills it identifies under section 43BH. So we need to click on this button, import data, and it will just analyze that particular data, and it will just generate the aging for that particular thing. So I have intentionally kept sizable data for the creditor to showcase you to what large data also this tool particular takes care. Yeah, so this has imported. So you can see over here 12,277 line items were there, and this was actually I was having data till March 22. So the aging has been derived according to that. So 21, 22, 1 year data I was having. 12,000 line item data it has analyzed. And now here, let's say if you want to identify MSME related bills. So we can select over here what is my category. Let's say if I select this all bills and credit period and all, we can give over here 30, 45, 30. So 45 if I select at all place, and then if we click on bill wise export, so the bill wise export which will be generated over here, over there we can see over here the aging will be generated. Beside that also you will get one more column for the section 43BH. So it will give you certain bills which can be disallowed. So that is highlight to you and give you that overdue, please check for the disallowance. So these are the bills which are which has delayed, which has not been paid over and above the period permitted under section 43BH. So this also it will highlight to you and tell you. So this is the aging tool which can also be a very useful for deriving aging for trade payable and as well as for the this 43B bills identification also. Yeah, so this is how we can take care of the things. For non-corporate, again, the same similar to this tool is available. Just since I don't have much time, so I will just overview that thing, how that looks like. And for non-corporate entity, we have actually two types of tool available. One is based on the general practice of CA, and another one is the as per ICAI's technical guide. So as per ICAI's guidance note, according to that also the tool is also ready, which is compulsory from next year onwards. So maybe now it can be implemented, because at present the version which we have released for non-corporate entity, that has an option of giving without comparative year. So without comparative year, maybe this year you can give it because from next year onwards comparative year for non-corporate entity is a mandatory. So this is the balance sheet tool for non-corporate entities, wherein we can select over here the individual HUF partnership form, the type of entity we can select. The structure is same, master, TB, FAR, disclosure sheets are there. Then we have the balance sheet, P&L, cash flow, notes and all we can generate by clicking on this button, prepare notes. Similar to that, we have an annexure available here. Annexure also we can generate. And then as I said, ITR will also be generated within this tool itself. So the ITR 3 and 5, balance sheet, P&L, trading manufacturing account will be generated, which is integrated with certain ITR filing software like Computex, Winman, Herald, IT, Spectrum, and so on. So this is what the automation tool is. Now we can, from my side, the presentation is complete. Yes, if the members have questions, we can take it up that with the due permission of the sir.
Yes, any questions? Mr. Sandeep Sambaria has a question. How the classifying current and non-current done through this?
Yeah, I will explain you. The current non-current classification, we will have to do it manually. That will be done, that will be treated as a audit adjustment or maybe the adjustment entry. I will show you how that thing can be done. Because when we import data from Tally, so in Tally, probably we will only having a single ledger for a loan account. So that primarily being grouped under the long-term liability. Now, the current non-current liability classification, the adjustment, how we need to do that, let me show to you. We will come to the trial balance and tell it as an adjustment or audit JV. Let's say I have a HDFC bank account, which is having 50 lakhs rupees as a loan balance, and I have a current balance as a 5 lakhs rupees. So 5 lakhs rupees I will credit, and non-current I will debit. So this will even track record as a what out of the books entries classification entries that I have passed. We can select over here short-term borrowing. Here there is a grouping available, current maturity of long-term debt. Here we can select long-term borrowing. So on the face of the balance sheet P&L, amount will get automatically adjusted. From long-term borrowing, 5 lakhs rupees get reduced, and in under the short-term borrowing, 5 lakhs rupees will get added. So this is how we can actually do the current non-current reclassification.
Any other question? One more question from my side.
Yes, sir.
Sandeep is saying, kindly show it again. Show the aging again.
Creditors aging, should I show it to you again?
Yes, please.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so sir, this one is the aging for the creditors. Should I re-import?
Yes, sir. Just show the process. कैसे आपने किया है?
हाँ.
Import from where we have to import from Tally or what?
जी सर, एक्चुअली सर व्हाट इज द थिंग, एजिंग रिपोर्ट में एक डेटर क्रेडिटर का हमको एक डंप निकालना होता है, पूरा ट्रांजेक्शन वाइज डिटेल. वो टैली से वी विल हैव टू टेक इट, वी विल हैव टू एक्सपोर्ट फर्स्ट. वो मैंने ऑलरेडी एक्सपोर्ट करके रखा है. हाउ दैट रिपोर्ट विल लुक लाइक मैं आपको दिखा देता हूँ. सो दिस इज वन रिपोर्ट फ्रॉम टैली वी हैव टेकन. Now this particular report is having entire year's transaction for all the sundry creditor, because this is a group report that we export. Now this report we need to import into this tool. We need to click on this button, import data, and then we will have to select the file that we are importing. जैसे ही आप select करेंगे and click करेंगे, so what this tool will do, it will in the backend it will just import that data. It will just run this process and derive the aging for creditors. और आपको ये रिपोर्ट आपको फ्रंट एंड में लाके दे देगा.
So that report should be in, we have the data for last 3 years that
Yes.
in a single Tally file that 3 years data must be there, na? Then
Yes,
only
no,
it can be extracted.
not required that single tally data should be there. So there are two scenarios. One scenario is that there is a single tally data for all the 3 continuous year. तो वो केस में आप क्या कर सकते हो, 3 साल का डेटा एक साथ एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते हो. ये मैंने डेटर के केस में वैसे करके रखा है. I will, if I just show to you, open the file. So this is from 1st April 2021 to 31st March 2024. So this is the single tally data which I have exported. In case we don't have a single tally data, तो हमारे पास स्प्लिटेड टेली डेटा अगर है तो हमारे पास 3 फाइल्स होंगी अलग अलग. 3 फाइल्स एक्सपोर्ट करनी पड़ेगी फॉर ईच ईयर, एंड देन वी कैन इंपोर्ट ईच फाइल वन बाय वन. सो ये मैंने ऑलरेडी एक फाइल इंपोर्ट की, फिर आपको फिर से दूसरी फाइल इंपोर्ट करनी है तो आप यहाँ पे फिर से क्लिक कीजिए इंपोर्ट डेटा. सो व्हेन यू क्लिक ऑन दैट इट विल आस्क यू वेदर यू वांट टू मर्ज. सो आई विल सेलेक्ट नाउ यस, दैट यस आई वांट टू इंपोर्ट फॉर अनदर ईयर आल्सो. So जो already data which we have already imported, that will remain as it is in the backend. It will merge the data which we are importing along with this, and by merging those two data, it will prepare the aging.
विशाल जी वैसे तो सही है.
how we can verify that it's correct or if any error in the aging or
यस
not?
सर, यस, क्योंकि आपका अल्टीमेटली क्लोजिंग बैलेंस मैच होना चाहिए. क्लोजिंग बैलेंस अगर मैच नहीं होगा तो दैट मीन्स देयर इज समथिंग प्रॉब्लम. एंड क्लोजिंग बैलेंस अगर आपका 3 ईयर का कंटिन्यूस डेटा है ना, तो क्लोजिंग बैलेंस 100% मैच होगा. अगर कंटिन्यूस डेटा नहीं है तो व्हाट वी हैव ऑब्जर्व, द डिफरेंस अगर आता है वो केस में, तो आवर ऑब्जर्वेशन इज दैट कि लास्ट जो हमारा लेट्स से 21 22 का पहला डेटा होगा, फिर 22 23, एंड देन देयर इज अ 23 24. सो ये तीनों डेटा में कोई ना कोई पार्टी में ओपनिंग बैलेंस में मिसमैच होगा.
राइट.
जहां बैलेंस कंटिन्यूअस चलेगा वहां करेक्ट बैलेंस आ जाएगा, जहां कंटिन्यूअस नहीं होगा वहां पे वो डिफरेंस आ जाएगा. जी संजय सर, आप कह रहे थे कुछ.
अब मैं कह रहा था सर, ये तो टैली से तो आपने बताया, लेकिन कई क्लाइंट के अकाउंट्स तो टैली में नहीं होते हैं, उस सिनेरियो में क्या करेंगे?
सर सबसे पहला इतना बड़ा डेटा को एक एनालाइज करके विदाउट एनी मैनुअल एफर्ट इस तरह का रीजिंग बनाने के लिए डेटा एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड फॉर्मेट में चाहिए. तो वो हमने क्रैक कर लिया टैली के थ्रू. अभी यही पूरा फॉर्मेट में कोई दूसरा अकाउंटिंग सॉफ्टवेयर देता है रिपोर्ट के नहीं देता है, सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन ही वही है. So because of that, we will, after this season, we will be analyzing maybe with certain major software after the tally कि उनमें से इस तरह से कोई डेटा निकलता है या नहीं. If that is possible, we will even try to do for that also.
ओके. और व्हाट अबाउट द यदि अकाउंट्स टैली में नहीं है, डायरेक्ट एक्सेल इंपोर्ट करके भी बैलेंस शीट वगैरह ड्राफ्ट हो सकती है?
Yes sir, so there is a within the tool there is a XLTB import option available. जहाँ पे import from tally का ऑप्शन दिया हुआ है वहाँ पे XLTB import का ऑप्शन भी है. So with that we can use that particular option and import data and prepare the financials.
So what is the name of this software?
So this is Schedule 3 automation tool. This tool is you can search Black Horse Excellence, our company organization name, and the demo and trial version is available on our website. Blackhorseexcellence.com is our website. On our website you can visit, register for demo and trial version.
तो विशाल जी, वन मोर थिंग, मान लीजिए डेटर्स एंड क्रेडिटर्स एक ही पार्टी से परचेज भी हो रहा है, सेल भी हो रहा है, उस केस में एजिंग एनालिसिस में कैसे इसका इम्पैक्ट आएगा?
सर वो फीफो मेथड ही फॉलो करेगा. जो पहला बिल होगा, लेट्स से फर्स्ट बिल मेरा सेल का है, उसके बाद परचेज का बिल है, तो वो डेबिट क्रेडिट को ही कंसीडर करेगा. उसको पेमेंट, जो परचेज का बिल आया उसको पेमेंट मान लेगा.
ओके.
अच्छा सर, इस तरह के सॉफ्टवेयर तो और भी मार्केट में है, तो
सर हमारा ये 6th ईयर कंप्लीट होगा. 6 सीजन हमने ऑलमोस्ट कंप्लीट किया. एवरी ईयर वी आर एनहांसिंग मोर एंड मोर. ये एजिंग टूल लास्ट ईयर अवेलेबल नहीं था, इस बार ऐड किया. अभी नेक्स्ट ईयर वी विल इवन कम अप विद सर्टेन मोर एडिशनल एड ऑन टूल एंड ऑल. सो 6 साल हुए हैं एंड अक्रॉस इंडिया 2000 प्लस सीए फर्म्स हैज सब्सक्राइब्ड सो फार. जी.
हमारे नॉलेज में सर आई थिंक accountingtools.in आई थिंक ऐसा कुछ है, सेम टाइप ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर दे आर आल्सो प्रोवाइडिंग आई थिंक.
हाँ सर, आई नो अबाउट दैम, बट मैं शायद ये ओपन फोरम में ज़्यादा नहीं बोल पाऊंगा. बट हमने 2019 में स्टार्ट किया हुआ है, उन्होंने लास्ट ईयर लॉन्च किया है अपना टूल.
अच्छा.
हाँ.
अच्छा, वो नए हैं अभी मतलब इस
हाँ
फील्ड.
जी सर.
बेसिकली अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कहाँ से सेटअप कहाँ?
अहमदाबाद, गुजरात.
अहमदाबाद.
सर आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं, हमने जो क्रेडिटर का डेटा इंपोर्ट किया, तो ये राइट में आपको फाइल का नेम, नंबर ऑफ लाइन आइटम कितनी है, वो कौन से टाइम पे इंपोर्ट किया, उसके बेसिस पे आपको एजिंग बना के दे देगा. संजय सर के साथ कुछ ही दिन पहले ही हमने एक एजिंग इंपोर्ट किया था, उसमें 78,000 लाइन आइटम थी. 2-3 मिनट में वो भी एजिंग बना के दे दिया था.
दैट्स ट्रू.
हाँ. तो
तो
आप
सर इसमें आपके पास कोई ऑनलाइन सपोर्ट टीम भी है कैसे
जी
इसमें?
सर, जी जी, एवरीथिंग इज वेरी प्रोफेशनल सर. सपोर्ट, ट्रेनिंग, everything is very much professionally available.
विशाल जी, अपना कांटेक्ट नंबर चार्ट में लीव कर दिए, कई पर्सन को
प्राइसिंग अभी बता पाएंगे यहाँ पर कैसे डिस्कस करना होगा सर? प्राइसिंग क्या है सर नॉर्मली इसके?
जी सर, एक्चुअली देर आर एक्चुअली टू टाइप्स ऑफ लाइसेंसेस मॉडल, क्योंकि हमारा ये एक्सेल बेस्ड टूल है, तो इसमें देर इज वन पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म बेस्ड लाइसेंस आता है जिसमें सिर्फ फॉर्म नेम और FRN हम लॉक करते हैं। उसका कॉम्बो टूल का प्राइस फर्स्ट ईयर का 18,000 है, एंड सेकेंड ईयर ऑनवर्ड्स रिन्यूअल विल बी 4,000। और अगर प्रोप्राइटरशिप फॉर्म है तो कॉम्बो टूल का प्राइस 11,000 है फर्स्ट ईयर का, सेकेंड ईयर ऑनवर्ड्स रिन्यूअल विल बी 2,500।
नहीं, इसमें नंबर ऑफ यूजर्स ऐसा कुछ है क्या?
नहीं, इसमें कोई यूजर कंप्यूटर या क्लाइंट रिस्ट्रिक्शन नहीं है, दिस इज अ मल्टी यूजर लाइसेंस। सिर्फ एक ही रिस्ट्रिक्शन है सर, कि आपका फॉर्म नेम और FRN जो है वो लॉक हो जाएगा, और उसके अंडर आपको जितने फाइनेंशियल बनाने हैं बना सकते हैं, देयर इज नो एनी अदर रिस्ट्रिक्शन।
नहीं, सपोज कि ये FRN हमारा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, वी हैव ब्रांचेज इन ऑल द सिटीज ऑफ कलकत्ता, ऑल द सिटीज ऑफ इंडिया, तो कैसे उसको FRN कंट्रोल होगा? ये कॉपी पेस्ट करके है, कैसे आप मैनेज करते
हाँ,
हो?
क्योंकि सर इसका जो लाइसेंस है वो आपको एक ब्लैंक फाइल मिलेगी, वो ब्लैंक फाइल आप क्लाइंट वाइज एक्सेल फाइल जनरेट करते जाएंगे, बस वो फाइल की कॉपी करना है हमको, और क्लाइंट वाइज आपकी एक्सेल फाइल बनती जाएगी। जैसे कि ये हमारा टूल है, तो यहाँ पे फॉर्म का नाम आया विशाल मूलचंदानी एंड एसोसिएट, FRN आया, सो दिस टू थिंग्स आर लॉक्ड। ये आप बैलेंस शीट में भी अगर जाएंगे तो सिग्नेटरी पार्ट जहाँ पे है वहाँ वो लॉक्ड है, वो एडिट नहीं हो पाएगा। तो जो लाइसेंस परचेस करता है उसकी फॉर्म का नाम FRN, ये चीजें हम लॉक कर देते हैं ताकि आप अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए यूज कर पाए।
ओके ओके।
जी सर, सो यहाँ पे ये नॉन एडिटेबल है, सेलेक्ट नहीं कर पाएंगे कोई।
बस ये फीचर आप लॉक कर देते हो कि अच्छा, जैसे इसमें ऑलरेडी लॉक्ड है।
जी सर।
फॉर एवरी FRN यू हैव टू परचेज।
जी सर।
तो इसमें आपने शायद मुझे हमें दिखाया था फर्म, फर्म बैलेंस शीट ऑल्सो एंड प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, दोनों
जी
इसमें आप कवर कर रहे हो।
हाँ हाँ, ये रहा।
इंडेस बैलेंस शीट्स आर ऑल्सो कवर्ड।
सर इंडेज का सेपरेट टूल है, वो डेवलपमेंट में है, बाय एंड ऑफ द ईयर वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग टू रिलीज दैट।
और ये फर्म में तो आई थिंक प्रोप्राइटरशिप, पार्टनरशिप, एवरीथिंग विल कम। ITR 5 कवर्ड हो
हाँ,
गया।
इंडिविजुअल, पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म, LLP, ऑल दिस थ्री टाइप ऑफ एंटिटीज आर कवर्ड।
ट्रस्ट भी आ गया क्या इसमें? ट्रस्ट।
ट्रस्ट का सर रिटर्न नहीं है, ट्रस्ट का आई थिंक ITR 7 जाता है, ITR 7 इज नॉट देयर एज ऑफ नाउ।
नो, नहीं, रियली अप्रिशिएट द सॉफ्टवेयर, इट विल रियली हेल्प द एट अ लॉट। और आई थिंक आप CA का पेन जानते हैं, एज ए CA लास्ट आवर में जो रस रहती है, उसके हिसाब से आपने रियली एक बहुत ही अच्छा सॉफ्टवेयर बनाया है। तो हम लोग कोशिश करेंगे अपने फर्म में जरूर इसको इम्प्लीमेंट करें, और सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स भी इसको एक बार जरूर देख सकते हैं।
जी सर, दैट वुड बी ग्रेट।
Mr. Narendra Singh asking for the price.
जी सर, pricing as I said, actually there are two licensing model। एक licensing model है पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म